Looking at the global trends, it increasingly does seem that zero-emission vehicles may have finally reached the cusp of mass adoption. Do you see any opportunities in this space, either in specific vehicle manufacturers or in related technologies?
Well, I would say that Charlie and I for long have felt that the auto industry is just too tough. The Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford looked like he owned the world with the Model T, and he brought down the price dramatically. He took up wages dramatically. He might have been with a different personality or some different views. Henry Ford did that, and 20 years later, that they were losing money, and they had a guy with a gun in his pocket, I think Harry Bennett, that was running the Ford Motor Company. It was on its way to the junk heap when the whiz kids came in. But it's just, I was reading the other day, actually, the 1932 annual report of General Motors, and it's one of the best annual reports I've read. It's a totally honest, assessment of exactly where they were. They had 19,000 dealers then, and the population, as I mentioned earlier, was about 120 million or so. And now with 330 million people, all brands in the United States have like 18,000 dealers or something. It's just a business where you've got a lot of worldwide competitors. They're not going to go away, and it looks like there are winners at any given time, but it doesn't get you a permanent place, although, as I mentioned, I would say Ferrari is in a special place, but they only sell 11 or 12,000 cars a year. And U.S. last year, I think there were 14 million something. And it's not a business where we find it fascinating to be in. We like our dealership operation. But I don't think I can tell you what the auto industry will look like 5 or 10 years from now. I do think that you're right, that you will see a change in the vehicles, but you won't see anybody that owns the market because they changed the vehicle. Charlie?
Well, the electric vehicle is coming big time, and that's a very interesting development. At the moment, it's imposing huge capital costs and huge risks. And I don't like huge capital costs and huge risks.
And we're subsidizing it in the United States, and we're actually doing it, putting in a pro-labor. It is subject to politics like you can't believe, too. But it's going to be with us. We're not going to quit driving cars, and the American public has a love affair with them. But I think I know where Apple's going to be in 5 or 10 years, and I don't know where the car companies are going to be in 5 or 10 years.